I grew up very much like typical Japanese children, studying a lot. And I actually grew up in downtown Tokyo. Came over here when I was about 20 years old. Look at that, Anna. How pretty that is. You want to draw it?
Yeah.
In Japan, there was this wonderful school program where we had to do something every day. So I decided to draw animals. I ended up drawing like maybe 600 different animals, and that has been the best training that I can use for today's work I do. Making block prints and letterpress note cards. One summer, we went to Olympic National Park, and there were these trees. The way they were arranged was just so beautiful. So I had to make some sketch. And I was able to use that for this new Christmas card. It's called Winter Cardinals. Winter holidays in Japan is very different, actually, from America. We do celebrate Christmas. It's something that, Japanese people really adore, anything from the West. But I think New Year's is actually a bigger deal. The children are waiting to play with the kite and spin the top. And then you see the pine tree decorations that are put in front of each house. So that's what I grew up with. After the pencil sketch, I start making watercolor. I need to do this stage in order to know where the colors are going to go.
We started working together when we were still in Tokyo. I was managing a French restaurant in Shibuya at that time, and her parents were my landlords. And she came down and helped me with some of the advertising artwork I needed for the restaurant. And we came back to America where we got married. And then we got very interested in the arts and crafts movement. We started to print our own little magazine.
The arts and crafts movement was really born against the industrialization of the late 19th century, early 20th century. So they were really trying to discover their own roots. So in order to do that, they looked as inspiration to the surroundings. And it really talked about the importance of having art as something functional. William Morris, who is the father of arts and crafts movement, said it really very well that everything we make should be born from our daily life. It suddenly made sense to me about what I needed to do as an artist. I just wanted to make something that made me happy, made other people happy, and then also something that has really good craftsmanship. After I do the watercolor, I have to be able to reverse the image. To do that, I actually use a light box to trace the lines exactly as they are going to appear. And then I put a carbon paper onto the linoleum block. Then on top of that is the reversed image that I just created. I'll start tracing that. I was not much interested in Japanese art when I was in Japan. But when I started living here, it's interesting when you are away from your own home country, you start realizing the things that you didn't discover before. Especially wood block printing from Edo period, which is about 200 years ago. Originally, these prints were made in hundreds, and they were really cheap, like postcards. So it was something that all the common people could enjoy. The really amazing technique, that's the kind of thing I started rediscovering. And And I felt, okay, this is something I really wanted to incorporate into my work. Even though I do use machinery to produce my note cards, I'm hoping that my note cards are something like the old traditional Japanese block prints that everybody can buy and then everybody can enjoy. The snowman card is my homage to Hiroshige, my favorite artist from Edo period. He usually has the dominant figure in a foreground. So you see some kind of a dialogue between the object that's in the front and the landscape behind. Using the transferred image as a guide, then I start carving out the areas I don't need. The area that's higher is going to receive the ink when I start printing. I actually use linoleum blocks. Linoleum is much softer than wood, so it's a really great material for carving. That block is what we call key block. It's the most important block that binds everything together, and it's called honeban in Japanese. And that honeban, I'm going to print in a printing press. I need to now scan the printed honeban into a computer, and then I can do the color separation. So if I'm wanting to have blue background, I need to make a photo negative like this. And that's going to be used to make very hard polymer plates that is really durable for printing thousands of note cards. We printed already the key block, which is the dark outline color, and then also brown and green. Now we need to print blue on top of that. That's going to be the background, and then the red for all the cardinals. My work is really hybrid in some way of woodblock printing of Japan, where everything was done by hand. As I came over here, I discovered these old letterpress printing presses. So I started merging both the Western method and the Japanese handcraft method. It's actually really good. So I'll do adjustment a little bit, and we'll start printing. William Morris said that everything we make should be born from our daily life. And as I look back on my life, that's what I seem to be doing. And my hope is that my own personal moments can be something that become universal and something that other people can enjoy as note cards or block prints. That is definitely my hope.